know, just about all new pistols are red dot ready, and there's a reason for that. A red dot really simplifies the aiming process. Now, aiming a pistol is relatively difficult because you don't have, like with a rifle or a shotgun, a shoulder-mounted cheek weld and all that stuff. Your hands are just kind of floating in space, so it could be difficult to align the sights. With a red dot, you avoid that. You can focus on the threat, which is what the tendency is going to be anyway, and all you have to do is focus on the threat, and you're going to see that red dot because it's so prominent.
Once we kind of got into this mode where, just as we did with rifles, red dots are good, red dots make shooting accurately easier, got there with pistols, Aimpoint kind of shook things up with the original Acro P1 because it was a fully enclosed optic, and you had a rear lens, which was different than a lot of the open emitter optics, which really protected it from the elements, from anything that might get in there and obstruct the emitter. The problem is, those original P1s didn't live up to that Aimpoint promise of battery life especially. Aimpoint were the original makers of red dot reflex sights that lasted absolutely forever on their batteries. The P1 didn't quite get there, but they've updated that in the P2.
The Acro P2 has a 2032 battery that's accessible here through this compartment, and has a 50,000 hour battery life. That's a long time. It also has adjustments here for brightening or dimming the 3.5 MOA dot. Now, there's 10 settings total, including 4 night vision settings. So you can set that on whatever you like. And I've been running this pistol with this optic for the last few days, and it really makes for intuitive shooting.
One thing to note about the night vision settings is that that is not a standard feature in pistol mounted red dots. You need to have different coatings and different emitter settings in order to not blow out night vision goggles or other instruments. So having that is an added kind of mil-spec capability, which we would come to expect from an Aimpoint product. Now, the other thing is, this thing remains absolutely bomb-proof. It's submersible, it is fully enclosed, and the controls are flush-mounted, so both on the top and the side for your elevation and windage adjustments, it's going to use that Aimpoint T10 adjustment tool, but mounting them flush means you're not going to accidentally change your zero, which is pretty important.
Important point, Joe. And this also sits nice and low. Now, some people freak out because it looks so big.
Looks like a toaster on top of your gun.
It looks big because it's an enclosed emitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really the same size as an open emitter. It's just closed. It has a 15 millimeter by 15 millimeter window. So you have a good field of view when you're trying to acquire your target, and that red dot is just going to be there for you.
No, absolutely. And one other thing that I really like about the Acro is its mounting system. You know, a lot of the pistol-mounted red dots, they rely on screws going into the slide or into a plate to mount, and that can be a finicky system sometimes. It can be not as durable. It can be a little bit higher as well. This setup, it was rated with tens of thousands of rounds of .40 Smith & Wesson. Absolutely great mounting system, very secure. And the great thing is now, the Aimpoint doesn't just come in black. You can get your Acro P2 in Sniper Gray or FDE.